Get Warrior Tough. Mental Training 101 with Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman. And now back to Andrew and Dutch.
All right, I guess we're really back now. We're back at it. We're trying to anyway. Most monumental hour media anywhere. Get Warrior Tough show. Leadership and mental toughness coaches Dutch and Andrew. Andrew and Dutch. All right, so right, we're talking about the growth stages of a team, right? So when the team is first born, right, it's an infant. It's just like a parent. We have to do everything for the infant. You got to feed it. You got to change. You got to man. You can't even don't leave it. There'll be people turn their back and all kind of stuff could happen. So you have to really, if you're the team leader and this is a brand new team. You really have to stay on top of it, okay? And then as the team leader turns into a toddler, we call it the terrible twos, right, Dutch? You know what I'm talking
about? Yes, absolutely.
That's really when you can't turn your back, because when they get quiet, you think, oh, everything's so nice. The team is it's quiet. They must be getting their work done. What do you think when you got little kids, man, when they've been through the toddler stage. What do you think when they're quiet? What's going on?
Oh, something's going on. They're into something. Something's happening. I need to go check them out.
Yeah, they're spreading peanut butter over on the wall or something with finger painting. Okay, so this is this is what happens in corporate. People, they are like asleep at the wheel. A team leader has no idea that this is the dynamic that when a team goes through these growth stages. So right, and then they grow out of that, and then they become like a teenager, where they begin to be able to make decisions, but not always realize that there's consequences for the decision. So when you have teenagers, you got to be willing to be the safety net for them. You want them to make decisions, but you got to be there to bail them out so they don't really hurt themselves, right? And then finally, they become an adult and they can be self-guided, and that's where where the team is really functioning on all 8 cylinders. It's a very effective team, and that's why we really don't want it to mess up when a member leaves and a new member comes in. Then it gets a little sketchy, right? And that's what happens with sports teams too, Dutch, right?
Right, absolutely. And through all that, in the beginning, initially, when you have the infant stage, or when you even have to decide on having this team, you got to come up with the vision. You got to come up with all the different things, the identity of the team. What are we here for? What are the goals? So you have to do everything for it, right? So then, during all those steps you said, and you were likening it to a parent, you can't be an absentee parent. You can't be a parent that's not around. You have to be there guiding them, giving them, reminding them what the vision is, reminding them of who they are, supporting the decisions, giving them the resources they need to be great. So all those same things, that's leadership. You can't be a leader that just goes and just tells the group to go do whatever you got to know. You have to lead. You have to be there for them. And I just thought about that when you liken it to a parent in the childhood and all the different stages. We still have to be present as leaders for that leadership and for that experience, all the different things that come with it.
Right, the whole time. So you got to be invested. You can't just be phoning it in. And so if you're going to take a leadership position, don't be getting frustrated. Listen, I'll say it like this. Because we do a lot of family issues too, right? And I have parents that be like, oh, I just can't do anything. They're looking at the little darlings. I can't do anything with them. I'm like, oh, if you don't like how the little darlings are acting, go look in the mirror, because they're just doing what you do. Okay, and this is the same thing with a team. If you're the team leader and you don't like how the team is acting, go look in the mirror, because the team is going to do what you do. It's a reflection of who you are. And we could see that in football. You could see it in corporations. You could see it in any organization. You could see it in families. That's really the leader is going to lead with the behavior, and everyone else is going to mirror that behavior.
Absolutely, you just said it. You were mimicking the family situation. We know our children are a reflection of us in many cases. Now we know sometimes that's not always the case, but in general, that's exactly what you get when you have parents that are organized and well behaved and interested in certain things. Then your children kind of fall in line with those things. So we're likening it to the general side of it, not the specific instances that people can point out. That's exactly the case. So again, I'm going back to the absentee parent. When you're an absentee leader and you put it all on your team, and you don't support your team and give them what they need, they're going to fall apart. And all the things that we're afraid of happening will happen. So you have to be invested. You have to be engaged. You have to be a leader.
Right, and so back to David's question, the best place to start instilling mental toughness for the team would be the team leader. If you want to be you want to be mentally tough. It all starts with the leader. And listen, and I'll tell you this, and Dutch, you could back this up, because I've been in military teams and law enforcement teams and, contract and security contracting teams, and you've been in sports teams, the leader isn't necessarily the one who has the title of whatever or the pay grade or the rank. The leader is the one who exerts the most influence on the team.
Well, I tell you what, if you're a leader and you don't start it with leadership from a mental toughness standpoint, then one of the people on the team that does exhibit that, they're going to have your job real soon, because somebody above you is going to identify that you don't have it. Because what happens with a team is, if the leader isn't mentally tough, the team is going to at some point recognize that one or two things are going to happen. The team's going to fall apart, or somebody's going to rise from within the ranks and take over your spot to preserve the life or the vision or the mission of the team. And either way, it's not good for you. So it has to begin with you. It starts at the top. So if you're starting a team, starting an organization or anything like that, and you're the leader, you better darn well be mentally tough and be equipped to lead people.
Right, and so that means you have to have a process in place to control your thoughts, emotions, and attitudes. And like Dutch said, a lineup of how you deploy your emotions, emotional intelligence, and you need a process of how you think your thoughts. That's the critical thinking piece. So you're going to steer with the logic. And if you don't have those things in place, your team has no shot. And this is the same thing with parents and kids, right? Like parents, if they don't have that, they can't teach that to their kids. And I've been working with a lot of, younger, my kids are in high school now and middle school. I'm starting really, and they've been kind of my guinea pigs, because as soon as they can come of age, I start to do the mental toughness coaching with them. But their friends are just like kind of shocked at some of the stuff that, like, because my kids, it's not a jungle up there. They literally know a process. They practice a process on how they think their thoughts and how to deploy their emotions, right? But I couldn't give it to them unless I had it, because you can't give anybody anything that you don't have.
Amen, brother. Amen. And for people out there that don't understand how critical it is, I'm starting it already. My kids are 11, 6, 5, and about to turn 4 in a couple weeks. So I've already started with my 5-year-old. I had some instances this week that happened, and we went over the whole mindset mastery. And guess what, people? She got it. And she put it into effect, and she was successful. She came home to me. She explained to me what happened. The teacher explained to me what happened. She was successful. So mindset mastery begins at the point that you think it can begin. And usually when you think it can begin, it's probably already a point where it could have started sooner.
Right.
So don't go what you think. They're too young. They're probably not. So if you can think about it, you can consider it. Go ahead and hit them with some of the minor stuff. Hit them with some of the simple things. The mindset mastery, the boardroom. Believe me, you can put it in the language of a child and hit that home run with them.
Right, and not only that, all you have to do is demonstrate it for them, because, again, they do what you do. They're not going to just do what you say, right? So when they see that you don't freak out, that they see there's not drama in the house, when they see that you can handle, right, understanding the difference between fact and truth, that you have a thought process, that you know what your target is, that you don't get stuck in a sand trap. And if you don't know any of the things that I'm talking about, dial in and get the CEO View seminar, grab the book, whatever, at the website, and the information is out there. We've already queued it up for you, right? So, but the kids will see that demonstration, and they'll almost get it by osmosis. My kids were telling me today, they're like, Daddy, they're like, I don't even get it, because it's so foreign to us. We've never thought any other way. Like, we haven't even been around people that think another way. Like, their whole life they've been brought up with a thought process and emotional intelligence. It's just, so they just shocked when they see somebody that it's just a jungle up there. And yet that's most of the planet.
It is. And I'm telling you right now, when you do these things, you're going to become unique, more unique. And it's scary how unique you're going to become, because it is such a small percentage of the population that are equipped with the tools that we're talking about. It seems so common sense. Oh man, no, it's not. It's not. If you look at the numbers, it is not common sense. And when you start dealing with people around you, when you gain this tool set, when you buy into the Get Warrior culture, you're going to see things that you didn't notice before about other people. You're going to watch how they respond to things, or react in their case. You're going to watch and you're going to begin to turn your nose up. What are they doing? Why did they do that? Not realizing that just last year you were doing those same things.
Right.
You're going to change,
right?
And you're going to have a different view of the world, and so you're going to become better. But hopefully, you're going to want the world to become better. So then you're going to share that knowledge. You're going to either send them to us, or you're going to become certified as a trainer with us, and you're going to begin to teach people these things.
Absolutely. I mean, and we really are on a mission. It goes beyond a movement. For us, we're really on a mission to, help as many people on the planet as we can, because I'll tell you, it's just out of control. And all you have to do is turn the news on for 5 seconds and you'll see that the entire planet seems like it's just spinning out of control. And people, if you don't get control of yourself, you can't control anything external to you. If you can't get control of yourself, it's just going to be storm after storm and being tossed to and fro and waves, and it's just and the stress mounts, and then we know what happens physically. When stress mounts, there's nothing good happens physically with heart attack and stroke and all that. So we are on a mission, right, to get this message out there and to train as many folks in these skills as possible.
Absolutely. And you have to focus on yourself first. It's like we always say when you're in an airplane with the oxygen. They said you have to take care of yourself first before you can help the people beside you. So, and you're going to realize that the simple things very early in the process are going to start preparing you for so much. And when you are practicing these principles, people around you are going to notice it, and they're going to just start throwing all kind of responsibility and influence at your ability or opportunities to lead, because you're going to be instantly different from everyone around you.
Right. And I've said this before, like in a crisis, you can't hide weak leadership. And I don't care if you're the youngest paid volunteer intern, if you're CEO of you and you're under complete control of your body, mind, and emotions, when you walk into a room, a crisis management center, there could be like a hurricane going on, a fire, whatever. You walk in and you're completely under control. People look to you for direction in a crisis, because the person that has complete control of their body, mind, and emotions, those internals, has the mental toughness, will yield influence. It's automatically, because people look to you no matter. And I've made my whole career like this, Dutch. I've always operated way above my pay grade, just because when I walk into a room, I'm under complete control. And I say this jokingly that I own every room that I walk in. I really do mean it. But I can't control anything external. The only thing I'm doing is owning myself when I walk into the room.
Absolutely.
All right, so I think that's I hope that answers David's question, CEO of that firm in Atlanta. If not, David, call the office, 864-977-1443, and we'll set up some more time with you. Dutch, we're coming up on a break. When we get back, we have some questions about what defines leadership in 2016. You are listening to the Get Warrior Tough radio show. We're your leadership and mental toughness coaches, Dutch Coleman and Andrew Wittman.